But this idea that if I walk into your house and there's like laundry that hasn't been folded, like the idea that I would be offended by that, like it wouldn't occur to, if anything, it would make me feel better about my own house. In the chat right now, we have people who are saying things like, well, let me read. There was an excellent, very honest, lovely one someone just put in here. I'm in touch with not wanting people into my well-loved home, aka a very messy home, right? And you think, like, I think I'm the king at that, right? I don't like mess, so I'm in no place to lecture anybody about, here's what you need to do. Like, I need people kind of teaching me. But I think that it comes from this place of, I won't be accepted or I'm not loved if I'm in my mess. I think it does have to do with that, like this shame that I can't get it together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do you think? Like this shame that like I can't. Other people can, I can't. And I don't know how they can, because maybe I'm just lazy, or maybe there's something wrong with me that I don't know how to run a home or run a family or train my kids properly, but if I could just get it together, right? If I could just do that, then I could take this mess away, and I could finally breathe, because I would finally be who I should be, and then I can welcome people in. But I can't welcome them into this deficiency, and why? Like, why? Honestly, like, I know it sounds like I might be over spiritualizing it. I don't think I've begun to, because it's because honestly, like, why? Why do you think somebody would be turned off by your mess? Well, I think, like, okay, it's understandable if you've got food laying around that's rotting, or that it's just kind of dirty. Like, okay, like, you need to please clean that up. But this idea that if I walk into your house and there's like laundry that hasn't been folded, like the idea that I would be offended by that, like it wouldn't occur to, if anything, it would make me feel better about my own house. Like,
exactly.
I'm not at all interested in it. It doesn't bother me. Like, you want to be comfortable, you want to sit somewhere, but so you think, okay, why doesn't it bother me, but it does bother you? And I think that it has to do with this, I'm ashamed that my house looks like this. And people even say that, right? Like, sorry, I'm ashamed of the state of this place. And again, I'm in no place to lecture, but it might be cool to pray this prayer whenever you want to wrap up, because I suspect that, I'm not unique in this, and that is nice to realize.
You're not alone in it. Yeah,
that is. I was saying that to somebody recently. Like, I get that we are special in the sense that we're unique and uniquely loved by God, and He would have died for us individually. But there's something liberating in realizing that, in this sense, like, you're not that special. Like, all this stuff you deal with, this shame you deal with, this fear of not being unlovable, like, you're not alone in that. Like, every human being, maybe they explain it or express it differently, but...
Right. We're all that on one level or another. And I think it's also good to say, like, there is a difference. We're not talking... There's a difference between someone who's a hoarder and, like, you go into the kitchen and you can't put anything on the kitchen table. And there's sandwiches from weeks ago or an apple from months ago that's rotting. Obviously, this is different. This is not what we're talking about. If that's you, it's okay. Invite someone in to help you clean it up, and then you can have people over. I'm not saying, like, just let everything go. But there is something to, like, having, like, even yesterday when Jacob and Alice, we had friends that ran by. They literally ran to our house. They didn't just, like, run by. They got a stroller, put their baby in it, and went for a big, long run. And
Steubenville.
Exactly.
It's the beauty, man.
And they were gorgeous even when they showed up sweating. I'm like, man, Alice, I wish I looked as beautiful as you when you're sweating with your long big ponytail. But they just showed up, and we had books and stuff on the table, and we all sat down and chatted, and I kind of like straightened up the books, put them up a little bit, got out like a box of crackers. I don't even think I put them on a plate, but it was like trying to be hospitable. And I think they felt loved by that. We received them, but it wasn't... We didn't have to have everything together.